welcome back to the Temple of Klothys Acolytes. I am High Priest to Klothys MTGA mobile user, and the only person qualified to evaluate mechanics in a vacuum. Aspiring Spike, that's a classic reference. We've got 3 decks to play today, including Force of Negation, so it must be Dono Deck Thursday. So let's get right to it with 4-color Kasmina Control. Will these offerings to Klothys be blessed with trophies, or will they be rejected with a quick 0-3? Let's find out together, but first, please like, follow, and sub, and compliment the collage. Yeah, so the first deck is this kind of 4-color Super Friends-esque deck that's trying to leverage, I think, Kasmina for a quick Wrenn and Six ultimate is the main idea. I agree that if you're 4-color, Omnath is just like the best card, and so only playing 2 is a bit weird, but you got to make room for Kasmina somehow. I'm personally not very high on Kasmina, but I think I at least am interested to try it. On the play, we are a very land-heavy deck, but notably we can't draw a Wrenn and Six if we draw it, or cast a Wrenn and Six if we draw it. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Oh my gosh. 5 cards, baby. Any 5-card hand with a Wrenn and Six is better than that hand. Something like this. Probably need to go... Well... I guess there's no Bant Triumph for us to get here. Uh-oh. Heartless summoning such Witch. Gain a lot of life. Wub gifting Tim subs. Wub the heck. For a total of 146. Thank you, my friend. Always the most exciting deck to play against on Donation Deck Thursday. They did mull to 4. I guess we rolled to 5. Hit 2 lands. Hit Creeping Chill. Curse you. Creeping Chill. Yeah, but I just keep staring at Sedgemoor Witch and hoping that if I keep staring at it, I'm hoping that eventually a good deck will come to me, and that has not happened yet. And I'm gonna keep trying. So I think Sedgemoor Witch. I think the card Sedgemoor Witch is actually really powerful. The more and more I look at Sedgemoor Witch, the more I think, man, this card seems like it's got some. Man, their street card was pretty bad. I mean, it was still like a 1-mana Lightning Helix, but just compared to your average street corn, not very good. This is our game to lose. But I just keep staring at Sedgemoor Witch, thinking, man, this card is like. If they target it with removal spell, they lose 3 life, and if you can just like protect it. Oh man, Kasmina seems so bad. We're probably supposed to keep. I don't know. Maybe we could just hold up Mana Leak Omen next turn. It's probably a bit better. Oh, I forgot to register a companion. Forgot to reveal my companion. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm having the hardest time getting together. Like, I've seen there's some, this is Loam. I've seen some, red-black Sedgemoor Witch lists that look okay to me. Don't look crazy powerful or anything, but they seem fine. And I just really want to play it with Flusterstorm. Alright, that's a great draw. Eight Mentor. Well, I don't know. Just the fact that, yeah, I mean, I've been looking at Of One Mind, I've been looking at Expressive Iteration. I've been looking at maybe figuring out if the deck can just be straight blue-black. For good mana. And so actually one card, the one card you can play that's in blue black and that fits the, cast spells to make your threat a bit better theme is Brineborn Cutthroat. Like the payoffs for, put a guy into play, and when you're casting instants and sorceries, you get value. Oh man, don't play around Mana Leak. Oh, they can't play around Mana Leak, actually. They need to put another card in the yard first. The one card that fits that theme is Brineborn Cutthroat in just blue-black. The other payoffs are like Young Pyromancer, Sprite Dragon, Monastery Mentor, Joriel, kind of. And Brineborn, if we want to be just straight blue-black, we want to play, you know, like 8 of these kind of threats, then Brineborn Cutthroat is the card for the job, I think. Yeah, Delver of Secrets too. But yeah, you have Delver of Secrets in your deck. I'm just gonna untap here. Do I scry before I draw? I think I do. Teferi's not too bad. It's not too good either. I think it's worth drawing. We get to bounce an Omen of the Sea. Ooh, Force of Negation is not... Well, can't Force of Negation the Ox, I guess. Need to find an Omnath. Just for Legacy, Esper Mentor tomorrow. Yeah, that's another thing. Is like I also keep trying to like find shells for the deck that have Unearth in them, and I keep trying to find shells that have Unearth, and there just obviously aren't that many good ways to put cards in graveyards. This path going to be not terrible here. Do not be deceived. It will be terrible. Bonchine, 13 months. Sorry I had the notifications off, but they're on now. Sick pile, big fan of Thursday. Yeah, Thursdays are really fun. Keep big palette cleansers. Dude, no Creeping Chill is great because that means their Bloodghast can attack. See how many sweepers are in this list? I think 0 actually in the main. No, one verdict. Okay. Just we have to have a bunch of cryptics we can draw into, of course. So we can Mana Leak, Loam, or Conflagrate here. Yeah, that's true. Like it could just be best to wait till MH2, but it is also true that I gotta stream something, you know, in the time from now until June. I gotta keep playing decks, keep trying to innovate a bit. And I will never stop under any circumstance. But I again, yeah. So to summarize, I think Sedgemoor Witch has a lot of potential. Just having trouble finding a great shell for it. I think I'm gonna bottom both. I really want to find Omnath, Verdict, or Cryptic Command. Second path is not too good. Just because if we start 1-for-1ing their creatures here, we're just gonna lose to the remaining 3 Creeping Chills in their deck. So I think I'm supposed to scry first here. 2 Kasminas. This my savior, Kasmina. I'm gonna bottom both of them. I know that's they're not getting me out of this spot. I do feel like I've gotten a little unlucky here to not find a Cryptic, an Omnath, or a Verdict out of all of those looks. It's okay. We could go path, bolt, take 4. Read some Reddit comments by Michu, and would you think that Modern was completely on fire and that nobody played it? Yeah. I don't know. Modern's been on fire a few times, and I think a lot of people leave Modern with that general impression of the format whenever they leave it, and they never come back. Kind of hard to blame too much too. Because again, Modern's been on fire a lot. Alright, so we're going to go down to 1. We're not going to win this game unless we can find an Omnath. I guess I actually want to path the Bloodghast because it has haste, and then bolt the Amalgam. I mean, name a more iconic duo. Also, Reddit comments that are like super, you know, super absolute. Like this is how it is. And you know, just be not that in tune with the subject at hand. So my opponent played a land this turn. If they haven't played a land, if they have played a land, we can mana leak their loam. If not, we can't, because they have to conflagrate. Which stinks, because if they just choose to cycle Forgotten Cave and hit their 4th Creeping Chill, our life total gets reduced to 0. We have a lot of good draws here. We've also been scrying a lot to the bottom. Cryptic Command also maybe lets us ultimate Teferi. Flooded Strand, not very good. Wow. Okay. Let's go to game 2. This is also the classic Dono Nation deck Thursday. Get paired against Dredge and then see that you just don't have that much graveyard hate in your sideboard. Which I think is fine. I don't think Dredge is in a very good position at the moment, since it has a really hard Heliod matchup, and then it's also just prowess just beats it fairly a decent amount of the time. Ashiok with a +2, yeah, what a combo. We'll just draw Ashiok both games. I don't usually like 1-for-1 removal against Dredge. It usually feels like you're fighting a losing battle, but it seems like we need to play some amount of it. So I also think maybe Prismari Command is worse than another path. Yeah, playing a fun brew, playing against Dredged, must be Dono deck Thursday, exactly. Yeah, I think that with just the sideboard plan, we have to play the paths and the purge. Is it also manually kind of bad? Not on the play. No, the 2-mana counter spells are really important to be able to counter their like reunions, and they have 8 reunions now. I mean, obviously it is kind of bad, right? But your whole deck is bad against them. But Mana Leak, I would say, is an important card to have access to, just to stop them from reunioning and the other one. On the draw, they get a lot worse. We also rolled a 5 that game. But also, it's also true my opponent's draw was like pretty close to non-functional. We still lost. Like they had a really, really poor draw. All right, let's keep this. Put back 2 lands. What's the interaction between Narset and the Dredger? They can dredge instead of drawing, because Narset only stops trolls, but Dredge replaces the draw. Yeah. I also agree that we got a little unlucky. We just like never drew a 4-drop after being able to dig really hard for one, but whatever. So if we don't draw anything to do next turn, we can put our companion into our hand. Wait. Where's my companion? What's wrong? What? Is Magic Online bugged? My opponent didn't reveal a companion either, but maybe Dredge doesn't play one? They didn't dredge Imp. Does that mean they kept a 1-lander? They keep 1-land double Shriekhorn? No, Dredge can replace a draw that Narset would prevent. Yes. Was this a full build around or user submitted list? User submitted the list. The only card I changed was the Mystic Repeal for an Erase. Erase I just think is better, but this is a list from servings. A single servings has been brewing a lot around Kasmina lately. And the idea I think here is that Kasmina allows for a fast Wrenn and Six ultimate. Okay, so my opponent has like another like pretty close to non-functional hand. They had one last game. We lost. This matchup feels really bad though, so we might lose again. Savage Rocker 21 months. It's crazy. I've been watching since you were the only one still playing Delver in Modern. I'm sad that I'm not still playing it. Maybe one day it'll be good again. Like, Mystic Sanctuary was actually a pretty big buff to Delver, like being able to put the spell on top to flip. And then like Delver was good with the Deprive Mystic Sanctuary plan. Could this deck fits the Healy combo, or did that mess it up too much? Well, these decks have played Saheeli combo in the past. You'd probably be... That is a direction that these decks sometimes go in, yeah. I'm not sure that I can assert that it would be better for sure. They do dredge that time, so they are not going to do anything. So they didn't hit a Narcomoeba for their amalgams. I can probably keep this Mana Leak. Maybe not. No, we actually think we just want to find some more threats. We can't... If we Field of Ruin them, they actually get their amalgam and their Bloodghast back. So never mind. It's not something we can do here. Alright, they're still doing nothing. I think I'm going to just bounce my Omen and draw a card here. One of my favorite plays in Modern to make. It's a Lightning Helix. I can't believe it. See how bad this dredge is. They decide not to dredge. That I think is incorrect. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just need to like try to conflagrate that turn. Okay, so my opponent has kept 2 of like the bottom probably 5% of dredge draws in games 1 and 2. We couldn't get there in game 1. We got there in game 2. Now we're going to game 3, and the problem is on the draw in game 3. Our 2-mana counter spells don't counter their 8 reunions, you know? I don't think that Kasmina is really going to be our answer here. Nor Bolt. And if we can draw a Force of Negation, that's going to be our best chance to win. Or have my opponent, you know, just keep another bad hand. I mean, they mulled a 4 game 1. They probably mulled low that game too. But they just have been getting pretty unlucky. They also, actually, I may be giving my opponent too much credit here. Maybe my opponent is just playing with their food and they know I have, you know, just 1 Graveyard Hate spell in my 75. And they just want to, you know, give me false hope and crush me into dust. Classic Plains, Wrenn and Six. Batman, 5 months. Appreciate all the modern content. Favorite format? Mine too. Mine too. Welcome back. Well, we also have mulled to 5 both games. So far. I think I'm going to mull 5 again. This hand is terrible. My opponent's kept 7. Okay, this has a Force of Negation. It also has a Wrenn and Six, which can get you back from a mull to 5, but this is our 3rd hand in a row. I think that has a Wrenn and Six. It just can't cast it. In fact, I think maybe the play here is to go... Put back Fountain, put back Mana Leak, and just try to draw a land that can cast Wrenn and Six in the first 2 turns. I think this actually makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, there we go. Now our hand is just good. Rejection for Shriekhorn, not on the draw. Maybe you could play it on the play, but not on the draw. Alright, so I think I'm going to keep the second Force and hope to draw a blue card for next turn. It's a blue card. We could force this, and then they might just never do anything, but I think I'm not going to. It's kind of a good draw, actually. Can we just cycle that? So we can get Basic Island into Prairie Stream, too, to have pretty good mana. It's also pretty clear they don't have a Loam in their hand, which is good, because they might lose their Gemstone Mine. They discard Golgari Thug, Creeping Chill, ha ha ha, Narcomoeba, ha ha ha, Ox of Ognath, oh no. And, is that it? Ooh. And they kept a land in hands. Kind of surprised they had a land. I guess they were just sandbagging it the whole time. The modern game has ever ended by Wrenn and Six being at 20 loyalty and minusing 20 turns in a row. Yes. Actually, I haven't not on. I've won games with Wrenn and Six pings in that Planeswalker prison deck. That was one of the win conditions, was just Wrenn and Six pings after you lock your opponent out. But I don't think I've ever done like the full 20 damage with it. Nordu, 5 months. Love your stream. Thank you for the kind words, buddy. Welcome back. Opponent's 1 card in hand is just a dredger, right? Just go Thug. Sure. I just want to fetch before I cycle. Let's get a Fountain, maybe? Because we're about to get Prairie Stream. Can we get Steam Vents? Probably doesn't matter a ton. Feel free to adjust anything if you don't like. Yeah, Rocket, that was one thing I was going to ask you if you're here in the chat, is that I really think Deceiver Exarch is a lot better than Pestermite in the metagame right now, so I think that's one change I'd like to make. Thank you for popping in. Looking forward to playing. I was talking about this earlier, actually. I've been thinking a lot about like Sideboard Witch decks, and if you want to be straight blue-black, like Brineborn Cutthroat is definitely a card that you can play in the kind of like blue-black spells, cast spells archetype. So maybe that'll be the... Maybe I'll really like Brineborn Cutthroat. Even though I have played the card in the past, and I haven't been a huge fan. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go bounce. Oh. The time to just Verdict. If you Verdict, where do they go? Thug, Narcomoeba, and then dredge over it. We'd also go like just Jace minus, Wrenn and Six minus, hold up Mana Leak. Kind of like that a bit more. Yeah, I was also thinking about playing Gurmag Angler instead. If we're just straight blue-black. I just like the mana base for like... You can do Grixis in the mana base, of course, but... It's like really painful, and... It's possible blue-black is just better. Yeah, but I was thinking Thoughtscour Angler too. I was thinking Thoughtscour Angler, Brineborn Cutthroat. Thought about maybe playing Shadow, but... Shadow is also something you can sometimes play as a sideboard card in these kind of like brews, where you bring it in against decks that have against aggro decks. Not that I think it's particularly good there, but something I've done in the past and not been that sure if I like it or not. Really need to find an Omnath. Not a lot of lava darts in tournament practice. Yeah, there's just a million lava darts in the leagues. Should be fine. Oh, we win. Sick. I guess I'll play that before I brainstorm. Dig a little bit deeper. Conceded from the game. Awesome. I can't believe we beat Dredge. They had like certainly draws that didn't line up well against ours at all. Like. They did have a reunion on turn 2 that we did get to force that third game, but Dredge seems like a not good matchup. It does help smooth things out, but I think with like all the planeswalkers specifically, I'm not sold on it being good here. Let's keep this. I think on the draw I'll put back either we could do what we did last game and just put back Field of Ruin. No Orzhov Charm in the Death Shadow list. Well, the idea is that if you like, I liked Orzhov Charm a lot in the Orzhov Shadow deck, but if you don't play Orzhov Charm, you get Obosh as a companion, and that's like really all you have to cut is like the 1 or 2 Orzhov Charms. He'll put back the Omen, but it's mulled to 4. Totally missed that. How's it going? I'm doing well. Feeling in high spirits today. Yeah, the field. Yeah, of course I would never be playing 4-color decks of Field of Ruin. Oh my gosh. Just, it's very much not my style, but that's kind of the idea also behind Donation Deck Thursday, is that this is where chat gets to show me some other playing its Titan, show me some of their styles, and dude, Moldafor and having a Grazer, that feels bad. They must have just drawn this. I can't imagine that they'd ever Moldafor and keep Grazer. I do have to draw land at some point. Yeah, this basic planes has also been mocking me. Yeah, Spiral over Omen makes a lot of sense, and especially if you cut the Field of Ruins. Yeah. And I also like Kasmina definitely feels like it's a bit of an experimental card here. Yeah, Kasmina definitely feels a bit experimental. Like, is Kasmina plus Wrenn and Six a good thing to be doing? Don't know. I think I'm just going to get a Forest here so that I can Wrenn and Six, back Field of Ruin a bunch potentially, and it is awkward because we have Cryptic in our hand, but we can maybe exile another Karn with Cryptic or something. Do I have the Triome name colors memorized? Kind of. I don't think I could if I was having a... If I was being quizzed on the Triome names and colors, if it was multiple choice, I think I would get all the answers right. But if it was a short answer, oh dude, Moldafor draw 2 Grazers. If it was short answer, I think I would fail the quiz. And they can't even Titan us next turn. Better to play Omnath than Wrenn and Six? Yeah, I think so. Get a Steam Vents, I think. What is the bug Triome called? I'm not looking. Oh, I that's even the one like I should probably know more than any other one. Indatha is Abzan. Savai is Mardu. Ketetra is Jeskai? No, it's Teamer. Yeah, I think let's get Field of Ruin, play Field of Ruin. Field their Simic Growth Chamber, so they just can't Titan us next turn. Then cast Teferi. Oh, oops. I could also just play another Wrenn and Six if I wanted to. Yeah, it doesn't really change very much because we get to just still have a 4 loyalty Wrenn in hand, and with 2 more Wrenn and Sixes in hand, I just think it's pretty free to do that. Zagoth, thank you. Okay, so this isn't Jeskai. I said Ketetra for Jeskai. What's Jeskai's Raugrin? Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Maybe the theme of this league is that my opponents are all going to get very, very unlucky. And then I'll 5-0 with this list and be asked about it a lot after it's posted to Goldfish. I think that's going to be the theme of the league. Also, Ashiok, best sideboard card so far, playing against Dredge and Titan. She wants to erase me. A couple weeks, no talking. I see my Titan opponent. Kasmina also feels like our worst card in this matchup too. Flame Slash kills Dryad, Erase kills Dryad. My opponent's also playing Karn, so we could bring in Abrade for their Karn targets, or maybe we could play Rejection actually. Yeah, I usually don't mind Rejection against the Karn variants. It can also counter an Amulet. And because a lot of times they have a tap land on turn 1, Rejection does counter Amulet even on the draw. How do you submit a dono deck? Here's the, if you exclamation point dono, it's going to give you the information. Currently, I accept 3 donation decks a week. On Thursdays, I play them. This Thursday's full, but if you want, you can be first in the queue for next week. Yeah, the Slash may be fine, although I feel like we have a lot of answers to Dryad. And also, like, since that's mainly a Dryad answer, it might be better to play Erase, because that's an instant compared to a sorcery. Can anyone list all the lines on Questing Beast? Yeah, I think so. Vigilance, Haste. Oh no. Don't tell me. Vigilance, Haste. There's another evergreen keyword. Not Menace. Not Trample. Death Touch. Whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, deal that much damage to a planeswalker that player controls. And then I know that damage can't be prevented. It might say damage dealt by Questing Beast can't be prevented. I don't know where on the card it says that, actually. There's one more line. Damage can be prevented. Planeswalkers. Combat damage can be prevented. Ooh. Is that the line I forgot? Oh, can't be blocked by creatures' power 2 or less. Of course. Of course. Silly me. Forgetting that line. Well, the rejections were good, I guess, to bring in, huh? Yeah, Thursdays are the only days I ever play Path to Exile. I'd like to draw a land. Full disclosure here, I would like to draw a land. I think I'll force this. Could be wrong, especially if they just have Car next turn. Could maybe have pitched Omnath. But then it's like if we have to pitch force again, we just have nothing going on. Alright, well. Man, Kazuma, I don't know. I'm not a believer in the card. Singles, who donated for the list, is a big believer. We're trying it out today. I do think the card is cool with Wrenn and Six. That being said, I think the card, I think it's a bit win more. I don't know. So I can get us a white source to have path this turn. I think I'll just path an upkeep here. It's pretty obvious that I have the path. I think, you know, and we can path the Titan after they play it anyways. With them not having an amulet, it doesn't matter that we need to path it this turn if they have one, which they probably do. So the ultimate, let's read that again. Search your library for an instant resource that shares a color with this planeswalker. Exile that card, and you may cast a card without paying its mana cost. And I think we're just like casting a Cryptic Command, you know. Prismari Command. Nothing too crazy. 3 mana, suspend or scry 3 Cryptic Command. That's worth 3 speed. Yeah, I could also get a verdict, depending on what the board state looks like. Is there not a world where it makes sense to run Oracle plus Into the Infinite? Well, you have to have a Kasmina with 8 loyalty, which is any game that you're doing that, you're way ahead and you're winning anyways. And then you have to minus 8 Kasmina. You have to have a Into the Infinite and Oracle in your deck that you'll draw, and they'll be completely dead when you draw them. Oh, I know Bring to Light Valkyrie. I would definitely be playing Bring to Light Valkyrie if I was going to be trying to build this deck. But it's Dono Deck Thursday, baby. We play, you know, chat's take on ideas. But maybe we should get a Bog to exile my turn. Yeah, I might just make it a 5/5 or something. Although, maybe better to have like a 7/7. You could minus Tef, that'd be easier. Oh yeah, that's actually an interesting idea. Seagate Restoration, just a one of to get with Kasmina. I like that idea a lot, actually. I think that makes a lot of sense. So I don't know if I actually have another untapped white source to get here, but Omnath can make white for me. But obviously we have 2 white spells. Yeah, I don't have another untapped white source. So you have to do it like this. They pay 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can actually Titan again if they have one because you have to path main phase. But we're about to combo off. We're about to get to +2 Wrenn and Six. And bottom. Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. Genius. Scratch, you're equal to draw land. Maybe with an extra loyalty, yeah. All magic cards are created equal. So next turn what we can do potentially is get back a fetch land with Wrenn and Six, play Teferi off the Omnath mana, bounce Omnath back to our hand, ultimate Kasmina for a verdict, replay Omnath. My opponent's been tanking a long time on their prime times. I'm going to get some more coffee while we wait. Oh, they actually exiled my land, so that part of my plan might not work anymore. It's a good play, I guess. We can't get a path off the Kasmina, sadly. Alright, let's scry 2 off the Wrenn. If there's a land on top, we can still go Teferi, bounce Omnath. Get another Cryptic. Not so bad. Okay, so we can attack with Omnath, and if my opponent blocks, we can get Prismari Command off the Kasmina. If not, I think I just have to grab a verdict. So hopefully my opponent hasn't been sandbagging Cavern of Souls. Can't we wait? Just Cryptic tap this turn? Maybe. Can Wrenn use Kasmina's ult? It couldn't last turn because it's a -8, but yes, it can. What goes wrong if we just make a 7/7 Cryptic tap Titan next turn? My opponent casts another Titan, and then they get Growth Chamber T West and transmute for another Pact, and they get a Dryad, and they kill me. I shuffle Cryptic away. Oh, right. Well, I guess I can't scry. I can't scry and then ultimate Kasmina anyways. But you're right. If I did shuffle it away, but I think it's still better. I think to get the extra loyalty on Wrenn in this spot. And also scrying first is good if we see a land on top, a fetch land, because then we can go Teferi, bounce Omnath. Oh no, we can't go Teferi, bounce Omnath because then we don't have the mana because we can't play the fetch land after. We could go Teferi, just draw a card, and then to Omnath mana. Well, I'm going to counter this. I guess I'll leave a Fountain in case I draw Path. Yeah, them casting Karn this turn is also really bad for us if we had just gone for the Cryptic tap line. Omen top deck, maybe burst out lashing. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be playing the Omens in this deck, but I also do like the card Omen of the Seas in general. But I agree that this is probably not the best Omen of the Seas deck ever. So we can just Emblem Wrenn here and then Verdict. That's probably correct.
I'll tell you a story, little short story, tiny.
Yeah.
So I was walking Athena, and I picked up a snail to move it off the concrete onto the grass. So when I get stepped on, and then later when I was on the grass, I stepped on a snail.
Oh no.
But it was still moving, so I think Do they grow their shells back?
Of course, yeah. They do.
Are you just telling me that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. I don't think they grow their shells back, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope so, for the snail's sake.
Yeah, I would think that they would.
I put a cup of coffee on top of the espresso maker. Can you fill it for me? Bring it to me? For me.
For me.
Well, you can fill it for you and then make me another one, I guess, if you want to. Or you could do whatever you want.
Give it to Adina. How about that?
It's fine.
Okay.
I really understand my opponent's line there. But we don't really have much of a decision at all. Just gonna verdict. They concede. I think it seemed like they were kind of new to Titan, honestly, the way they were playing. They're making some decisions that seemed like they were newish to the deck. With Spiral. I think we'll get this on the draw. Just like any hand with a Wrenn and Six is pretty good. Today is a very important day, Chat Appreciation Day. I thought we said we're doing Chat Appreciation Day off stream. This was Bluetron yesterday. Oh my gosh. Why do I get all? Oh, how do I get all the Bluetron opponents? How do I all? Every day I play against Mono Bluetron. I'm convinced that it's only me. I'm convinced that they just dropped the league after playing against me. I play against Mono Bluetron an absurd amount recently. And I also never beat it, of course. I'm gonna get Steam Vents here so that I can cast Wrenn and Six if I draw it. Easy bottom though. Yeah, Trellon is orchestrating the hit. Obviously, that's not. I don't actually believe that's what's happening here. I think I'm just gonna shock. They have the Field of Ruin, so my mana gets a bit awkward if I get a basic here. Mazemind Tome is also, 2 mana draw 4. It's pretty good. I think I should keep that Wrenn and Six and cast it here. They can condescend X equals 3, I suppose. If that's their turn, I think that's not so bad for us. Then we could replay it through a remand. Let's get a basic here. If you put a user in your block list, can you queue into them? I think so. Good question, maybe. I'm not sure. So I might be getting a little fancy here. If my opponent Field of Ruins me, I'm going to bounce my own land with Cryptic. I thought they would Field of Ruin me since that would allow them to also tome. Yeah, it's just like you just block all the good players and you like always have soft opponents. So I don't think it would make a lot of sense to be able to do that. I think I just really want to use my Cryptic here. They remand their own map. Good play. So if they have another remand, we're pretty screwed. If they have another condescend, we can draw a land and pay. We didn't draw a land. I think we're probably supposed to try to go for Wrenn and Six plus Cryptic up this turn, instead of just like losing the game to a condescend. How's it going, MTGA user Aspiring Spike? Pretty well. How you doing, Phoenix? Trying to, for the first time ever, beat Mono Bluetron today. I'm supposed to counter this too. It's also probably, not resolving, but if they tap out, maybe we can resolve it to Teferi. And, if it does work, like this does keep them off Tron. They can Academy Ruins the map, I guess. We need Blue Tron on the easel. Yeah, maybe. I don't know exactly what I would do. Something scary, something terrifying, you know. MTG paper user aspiring spike, me too, dude. I just remembered that my mom gave me an Amazon gift card for my birthday a couple months ago that I haven't used, and I'm gonna order a bunch of sleeves. I'm gonna order. I've got a big binder full of all of my modern cards that I've acquired over the last like 2 years, after having sold out of Paper Magic like 5 years ago, and I'm very excited to. Oh, nice. I'm very excited to just sleeve all of them and just be able to put a deck together based on, like, you know, all the blue cards, all the mid-range cards, based on any given weekend, because they'll all be on the same sleeve. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Katana. I'm gonna think about it a bit, see what deals I've got, but I'm really excited. I got my second shot on Friday, so I still have 8 days before I'm fully vaxxed, right? But I can feel that I'm gonna probably play Paper Magic, you know, sometime soonish. I'm excited about it. Not a very good draw. Be aware about sleeve wear tear, mark cards. Yeah. I'm former paper tournament grinder, aspiring spike. Actually, my very first GP I ever played, I was very new to things, and I actually, like, I had borrowed some cards that were in double sleeves. I didn't know what double sleeves even really were, but I borrowed like an engineered explosives and like something else that was in a double sleeve, and then my friend Mickey, I was about to play a win-in for top 8. It was like, you can't do this, and I'm like, what? And we changed the sleeves right before the last round. It was my very first GP. I was very new to everything. Any chances to the Bring to Light Luris deck since last iteration? I think the last list that's on the Stream Decker is what I'm currently on, I guess. I've been really liking the deck a lot. I'd recommend it to anybody. What was the reasoning for no double sleeves? I was brand new to Magic. I didn't even know what double sleeves were a thing. Or I guess I was maybe brand new to competitive Magic. I'd been playing FNM for a long time. I had just bought oh no. I'm gonna play around this. I just bought Grixis Delver because I saw a Caleb D video that it was so cool. Grixis Delver was so sick, and I brought it to a PTQ, and I won the PPTQ with it, and I was so excited. And then I heard that there was a GP 3 hours away, and I didn't even really know what a GP was exactly, but I just on a whim decided to drive up 3 hours, and didn't really know too many people there, but had a really good time. But yeah, but I had to borrow I borrowed an engineered explosives from a guy and a couple other cards, and they were in double sleeves. I didn't even notice, nor even really know what double sleeves were, at the time. Is my opponent not gonna kill the Teferi yet? Are they really gonna let me plus? Just gonna untap. I don't think Path into Worm Coil right now matters that much. Kasmina is here to save the day. Esther, can you shut the door, please? Okay, never mind then. They could have just killed me with Ballista. Uh-oh. The problem with your comment here is that they can still just kill me with Ballista, I think. Next turn. So I guess I should have drawn the Cryptic and pathed the Ballista, huh? But maybe they'll just keep going after Teferi, not realizing that I'm in 8. Are we just dead to Ballista face, Academy Ruins, Ballista face? Yeah, looks like it. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exactly dead. That being said, like they do have to like play around a counterspell probably. It's honestly like kind of unreasonable to just jam Ballista for 8 here. Well, Pathing doesn't exile it, they just remove the last counter. I also think I need to path this Worm Coil. Is there really a risk to jamming? Yes, absolutely. Especially if they have counter magic of their own. I guess I don't think I'm going to be just gonna ping my guy. I think I need to hold the Kasmina for force. Don't break Kasmina yet. Don't worry, I think the card's not very good. Don't worry. Force this? Doesn't seem that bad. This lets us play Kasmina. Yeah, so I think we'll go play Kasmina. I think we bolt the Ballista. Play Kasmina, then we have Cryptic up. They didn't activate Ballista. Nice. You're not having force up for like their Ballista next turn, or the counterspell to protect Ballista next turn. Bit loose, but oh, they didn't even put Ballista on top. I guess they didn't need to because they had the tome, but they still chose not to. Probably gonna get Emrakul or something. We should have lost a bunch of times. I don't know. My opponent was like definitely playing around stuff, and we're still gonna lose. They can just like minus, even assuming that this counterspell even works, they could just like make a bunch of fractals. Play it out. Oh, that's good for us, actually, right? So they can't path my own Omnath. I guess they could just attack it into the Worm Coil. So maybe it's actually bad. Oh, they're gonna game me 4 life. It's not a May, right? Oh, they can Rimblum. Yeah, they can Rimblum. What does that do for them? You mean let opponent play it out? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, we were talking about this, but I would say that when cast, Emrakul the Promised End has the highest percentage of misplays made. Just because the card is so difficult to play perfectly. Oh yeah, Bolt doesn't do anything anymore either. They minus Teferi on itself, okay. They did that before shuffling, though. They should probably -7 to Wrenn. No, they ultimate Kasmina. And then the guy gets just Wrenn ping itself. So we put a stop on my upkeep so I can scry. It's a Teferi to the top. They can also, again, just like ruins this ballista. I guess they're probably going to sack both Omens. Ray is Rom, 7 months. The boys are back in town, and that's a nice collage you got there. Thank you. I love that everybody likes the collage bit. It makes me thrilled. Alright, let's concede. Let's bring the Veils, the Rejections. Not too bad. Narset's okay. Dispute is not great. Maybe it's okay. Maybe Dispute's fine. Probably fine. Seems better than Mana Leak, maybe? Mana Leak doesn't seem that good. You think you want some other path? Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think like 2 path probably is fine. Like, I'm not too worried about Wormcoil. Maybe I should be. But we can still just like counter Wormcoil. We can bounce it with Teferi Time Raveler. I think I'll play like 1 path over the 3rd league. Cut Verdict. Oh yeah. It's all the way over here. It's not with my 1 mana removal. I think that's fine. Could play the Ashiok maybe. Ashiok for the Ruins Lock? I don't know. Ruins Lock is so late game. Ashiok just doesn't really do almost anything besides that. Ashiok is not a companion leyline that costs you no cards to draw and begins in play. Can you imagine a companion leyline? You just it begins the game in play if you meet the deck building requirements. Wizards, are you listening? Are you writing this down? It's a good idea, I think. I think people would like it. How am I just so full of great ideas constantly? Like the companion leyline. Just so good. Did I just save Modern, actually? Alright, so let's design the companion leyline. If your deck contains Urza's Tower, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Mine, then you get to begin the game with Karn, the Funbringer, in play. I think I'm just gonna draw both lands here. Oh no, it actually has no. Never mind. The card the Funbringer. What it does is it says you and permanents spells you control can't be countered, and you and permanents you control can hexproof from blue and black. But it's just an enchantment. It's just a ley line. And the deck building requirements is at the beginning of the game you have to shuffle your library and reveal Urza's Tower, Power Plant, and Mine to your opponent. I like this design a lot, actually. It'd be good. Healthy for the game. Some format diversity. Oh no, I don't have the right mana to Wrenn and Six with Veil up here. Still think I'd keep it on top. Nice. So probably gonna thirst for knowledge. We'll see if they have Tron. Nope. Please counter this. Still get to scry too. Put 1 card on bottom, 1 card on top. Force of Negation? No, not that lucky. Still pretty good. Few cards to have. Good to have 2 planeswalkers in play. If only we had Kasmina. So we could +2 Jace. Wait, what? Jace already has a +2 ability? How have I never seen this before? Where my tails ends. What is pre-draw? Archmage, 16 months! Come back, buddy. Appreciate you. Why didn't the spell fizzle? So you can still, the spell is still a legal target. Veiled Slipper doesn't give your spells hexproof, it gives your spells can't be countered. Which is different. So if I go Omnath to Teferi bounce, they still just get to replay the O-Stone and pop it. Pop it. So I think we just Teferi from hand, bounce the O-Stone. And maybe we can, if we get lucky, find a Force of Negation. Didn't find Force, but Teferi is going to be pretty nice next turn to rebuild a bit. You go Omnath into Teferi with Cryptic up. Because Omnath costs 0 mana. So for some reason. Wait, Omnath should be a companion ley line too. Should have untapped Triome, but also doesn't matter probably. How dare you, opponent? Emrakul me on turn 7 after Emrakuling me last game too. Why can't I Veil of Summer and Emrakul trigger also? I just need Painter's Servant in play, then I can. They can go Wrenn and Six ping my Omnath, Abrade my Omnath, fetch fail to find. Or if they want, they could maybe use the Omnath mana to also Narset and Cryptic Command my own Narset. Oh my gosh, that's gross. And just cast the Veil of Summer. Wait. Ah, my Narset's gonna resolve. It can't be countered anymore. They messed up. They messed up. Now if they kill Narset, counter my Narset, it still resolves. I can't believe my opponent didn't realize this. Yeah. They can still minus. They still get to minus the Narset, right, and fail to find it. Or like, yeah, just like not pick a card. Or can you not pick a card? You may reveal, yeah. Return Wrenn and Six tap team. Play Narset minus probably. No. I feel like giving me an extra Narset minus is wrong. Could be not right about that. Whatever. Well, that was devastating, but we are actually maybe just doing okay, despite them getting so much value off the Emrakul. If we just find it like a Teferi hero, yeah, perfect card. We can rebuild. We have the Planeswalkers. Prismari Command not doing a ton, as per usual. Although we can loot away 2 Wrenn and Six lands, I guess. We also, oh yeah, the Teferi was tucked. I forgot that they didn't fetch after. Yeah, they could have played. They could have played better, of course, but that's also definitely how Emrakul the Promised End usually goes. The card is really, really difficult to play perfectly with. Snap Condis. So we can minus Wrenn and Teferi next turn to deal with my opponent's creatures. Oh, we can also, like, if we had the Prismari Command still in hand, we could use it to blanket opponent's draw step with Narset in play. It's kind of cool. Kind of like a Kolaghan's Command. Build your own Kolaghan's Command. So we can actually keep them off Tron with Wrenn and Six plus Field of Ruin, which is of course nice. Oh, and we drew the best card in our deck. Actually, do we have enough mana to Kasmina Field? Oh, they concede? Well, I feel like we usually win one game against Blue Tron, memes aside, and then usually lose the match. An opponent afraid of Kasmina. Yeah, beat it Emrakul. Pretty good. 1-1 against Emrakul in this match. Probably a keep on the draw. If I force, I'll probably pitch the hero, because it's one more mana. Yeah, the first day we're not playing with Tails End. We get paired against the Blue Tron opponent, of course. Two Urza's Mines, mismatched art. Uh-oh. Discard the Path, I guess. Oh yeah, they're talking about MH2 today? It's kind of exciting, right? When I just top deck Tower, will they top deck Power Plant? Alright, now if we could just draw land, we get to resolve Omnath. Untap land. Untap land. I said untap land. I said untap land. Okay. Ooh. Caught myself. It's close. I think we just let this go. I know that they get Tron. Good way to lose to Emrakul, but they also can probably like counter my Force anyways here. How many tap lands are left in the deck? I'm not actually sure that there were any left in the deck, but I was trying to cover all my bases, you know. Do I care about this? I guess this means I can't Teferi with Cryptic up next turn. But I just get to replay it. Mana Leak seems useless going forward. It's not useless because we can use it to pitch to Force of Negation. Going forward, you know. Can even like this turn Force plus Mana Leak. Yeah, I think forcing there was maybe okay, but my opponent Emrakul, we can Mana Leak. I hopefully my opponent Emrakul me games 1 and 2. Hopefully they like just don't have it. Come on. At least we can Mana Leak it. Yeah, just don't say anything. Obviously, huge punt to say things like that. Yeah, they play it like they play 4 Emrakuls, I guess. Oh, they're gonna get mana. Okay. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna minus Teferi on itself. Wrenn and Six, counter Wrenn and Six. No, opponent, stop doing this. Stop playing the Veil first. You're punting. They also can't target any. I guess they can go Wrenn and Six counter tap and just like use the Cryptic Command. Just play the Veil Summer after. Oh, but they get to use both of my counter spells here. Dude, these Emrakul's have been so good too. They're not always this good. They're usually about this good, I guess. At least we get to keep Wrenn. Don't bounce my Omnath. I get to draw a card off of that. Did you see how low on resources I am? Oh wait, hold on. No, it's Hexproof from blue and black. Yeah, it's an ability I control. Yeah, they can bounce it. That's right. So I think we're supposed to play a fetch, not crack it, of course. Here, can maybe deal 4 damage to them off Omnath next turn. At least it's not a second Emrakul. Good draw. Was 4 life better than drawing Teferi? Were we drawing Teferi next turn? Obviously the answer is obviously Teferi is better than 4 life. I thought my opponent shuffled. Did they not shuffle? They can also Field of Ruin me. No, I guess they tapped out. Okay, yeah, we should have drawn the Teferi. Oh, I forgot to get Mystic Sanctuary again. Let's see if I forget right now. Oh, dude. Got my opponents on the ropes now. Kasmina, a card in the deck. So I'll just play a fetch. We have 2 fetches to shuffle away. Three mana scry 1, gain 4 life. Jace is always resolving here. Oh, they don't actually have a Condescend, they just have Remand here. So we actually do get to resolve Jace. Wait, Repeal? Oh, they targeted Remand. Sorry, they just tapped so much mana. I was like, did they target Repeal? You seem fairly dead. Do you see my life total? I'm at 29! I don't know, maybe. I guess Brainstorm's gonna be pretty good. I'll concede if I'm 0% like I always do. So they're attacking Snapcaster with Jace. They're going to ping it down. We can draw an answer to Ballista, which that does, I guess. I'd rather draw a better answer so I could just plus my Teferi. Okay, we can actually keep, why don't we go here? Teferi minus on Ballista, and then Field of Ruin to shuffle away the Ballista, get them off of Tron. Oh. Probably just need to counter this. We can still field them off of the Ballista later. Just hope their last card isn't that good. Oh. The last card was good. We're not dead though. We're very unlikely to win this game still, but I will concede if I'm 0%. They also are leaving up Remand instead of making the 10/10 Ballista. I don't know if they actually have it, of course. If that's their one card is Remand. It's Spacebind Tome. Oh, we win. You drew Kasmina. Sick. They also have double of each Tron now. So they get to go, hold on, 8, 16, or 14, 18, 20 mana, which can pump this 5 times, which is just not lethal. So I'm going to go upkeep, tap their team, bounce my Omen of the Sea, replay Omen of the Sea. Keep digging. And I know that they're very low on time. If I can be convinced I'm 0%, I'll concede, but I don't feel 0%. They did put a card on. They're starting to ping. I'm not dead, am I? No, I'm not dead. I think they're just gonna time out. Is Miracles playable anymore? No, Mystic Sanctuary ban made the deck unplayable. They probably have repeal on top. Yeah, I'll concede if they show me repeal. I think. Well, I need to count. So let me actually be. Okay, so if they had repeal, 8 mana, 14. They have 20 mana, so that they still don't have enough. They still can only Ballista X equals. Point of view, Luris. I think we keep on the draw against Luris. Obviously, his hand's not great. Could get. Yeah. Even if I just wanted to play for the clock, I also like. That's totally fine. One thing is I don't do it, and I'm like the only one who doesn't do it really. But if you want to play for the clock, I don't think there's also any fault there. But I am like the only like streamer I know that plays this way even. I can't think of anybody else who has this philosophy I have. There's probably some people. Yeah, no, I think that we're definitely 3-0 despite of Kasmina. Kasmina has certainly, and I say this with peace and love, singles, because I know you like the card a lot. Kasmina has certainly felt like the worst card in the deck, unfortunately. Yeah, opponents definitely brew in. They're also ignoring Wrenn and Six, which is interesting. So we can Bolt and ping Tarmogoyf. Bolt first, just because they have counterspell. Kind of feels like, we just weren't 0% to win the game, which, as I said like 1,000 times, whatever. We weren't 0%. We were maybe like 1 or 2%, but to give your opponent a free win when they haven't like actually defeated you is just. There's just no reason. Oh, it didn't play around Drowned very well. Obviously not really sure what's going on. Maybe I should just main phase the... If they bolted your win, that would have been bad. Yeah. I don't think it's, like, good to... No, yeah. It would have been bad, but whatever, right? I think it was still the right line. Looks like 4-color Shadow. Yeah, I guess so. Just like the early breeding pool, I guess, is just throwing me off, but you're right. So let me actually get a blue-white. Let's just get the Triome so we can Verdict. We only have one Verdict in the deck. Pretty dead if we don't draw the Verdict, I think. Omnath is probably a keep, though. Yeah, not dead to nothing. Dead to a lot of things, though. Especially Temur Battle Rage. This deck seems like it could be your end. A little weird to play Field. I mean, Field doesn't deal us any damage. Oh, you're right, because of the Omnath. Yeah. Makes sense. Are we bringing Flame Slash? Probably not. Maybe. I want to cut the Force of Negations. Mana Leak, I think, is fine on the play. I kind of want to trim the 4th Wrenn and Six. Yeah, Flame Slash just doesn't usually kill their guys. I mean, neither does Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt might just kill them, though. Kasmina also seems like Kasmina. Guess we might just play like this. Timely? Timely doesn't usually gain you the life, but it does usually make you the blockers. Okay, can buy the Timely's better than Wrenn and Six 4. Oh yeah, Ashiok, they have fetch lands. Keep. Is Kasmina being carried? Yeah, and so far it has felt like Kasmina is the, we're 3-0 despite having Kasmina. We've drawn it like maybe 4 or 5 times, but it also just hasn't been good anytime we've drawn it, I think. Blitz 12 months, 12 sports with supporting Spike. I transformed from an Abzan Memer into a Blue Mage Believer. Love the channel, the chat. Love you too, Blitz. Kasmina, the new Oko. Yeah. I don't even know why we would do a poll on that. It's just so obvious. I don't think 4-color Shadow plays Scourge, so I think I'm going to fetch. If I thought they were on Scourge, I don't think I would. But I think they're on Tarmogoyf Death Shadow. Feels like it's really hard to play Scourge without the 1-mana aggressive creatures. Oh, they took the path over Omen. Interesting. Could main phase this over the stub. What's my verdict on the Bring to Light Lurrus deck? I think it's one of the best decks in Modern. I think that people are still sleeping on it at the moment, but I don't say this lightly. I think in the coming weeks, maybe a month or two, assuming no changes to the format really, I think that Bring to Light Lurrus is going to be one of the biggest players in the format, maybe, or like a tier 1 deck. I've been really, really high on it. Nice. Omen always feels so good to cast. Yeah, I do think the deck is tough to play, but I think it's also just so good. I don't know. I mean, I've been kind of struggling this since Strixhaven came out, where it's been kind of difficult to innovate because Strixhaven hasn't been super impactful to Modern. But this Bring to Light Lurrus deck, I think, is the bee's knees. I'm gonna bottom this, honestly. I just don't think it's that good here. Bring to Light Lurrus, what is this? Well, I see you only show up for Dono deck Thursdays, but it is a Lurrus control deck. As you might know, I've been working a lot on various Lurrus control shells the last few weeks. I started off with a... Oh, I'm gonna get stubbed, aren't I? I started off with a Sultai. I guess I could have maybe played Gust first. A Sultai shell with Tarmogoyf as my main win condition, and then I moved on to a Grixis list that was playing Sprite Dragon and Lurrus, again, just Lurrus Bauble for being broken. But the Bring to Light Lurrus deck is just playing a very similar control shell with Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Mana Leak, Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command, Force of Negation, all the heavy hitters. Dude. And then is also playing Bring to Light for Tybalt. And the other Bring to Light target is your Damnation. Those are like really the only two targets. But it's been very, very good. I've trophied like 4 times. At one point, I had trophied 4 times in 5 leagues with the deck, and then 6-2 the PTQ. So just really, really been killing it with the list. Or just save this fetch for on. Can kill 2 shadows with the Wrenn and Six this game. Omen of the Sea is also just so good. I miss playing this card. Would I play Vintage if someone donated it? Yeah, I think so. I have enjoyed most Vintage games I've played. I've never seen a Wrenn and Six just kill 2 shadows. I've enjoyed most Vintage games I've played. I'm just not super experienced with the format. Do you need to find an answer to Goaith, but it's nice that we have Stub up to protect any answer. Why did I bring in reinforcements? I thought that it was better than all of these other terrible cards. Like maybe I could play a Kasmina, but I think the card's abysmal in this matchup, and I think it was better than the 4th Wrenn and Six. But of course, like so often in these control matchups, right, or control decks, it's oftentimes more about what you're taking out rather than what you're bringing in. Oh yeah, Wrenn and Six did just kill 2 shadows. That's true. Dispute better than reinforcements? I could maybe buy that, yeah. I could buy that. Dispute does. It's also not great. Reinforcements would be pretty good. So we can't loot treasure into Cryptic, unfortunately. I'll just leave up the Fountain. Switch out Path. Obviously dead to Bolt or Snapcast. Alright. 5-0 Dream dead. Playing against Yorion Taxes, I'm assuming. Based on MTG Bot's insider info. Main decking 3 Spellskite. Wow, I just kind of love that. I also kind of feel like Archon of Emeria is a really good card right now. I was trying to like figure out a... Recently, I was trying to figure out a Bant Squirrelblade list that was playing Archon. Archon also works well with Spell. So I might end up playing something like that at some point. We will see. Wish we were on the play this game. This looks pretty good to me. Oh, dude, they're playing Ontanice. After my heart. They're not main decking any Avid Mind Sensor, assuming they're on this list that is here in the Goldfish archives. It is possible that the archives are incomplete. Oh yeah, so what's the deal with Dakin? Give me the deets from MH1. Give me that insider info, chat. I'm gonna save the path, I think. I think I want to play the Steam Bends in case my opponent plays Archon. Just get a non-basic into play first. Be wrong. Or we get a spoiler from MH2. Watch Aspiring Spike's live reaction to the spoiler. Okay. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Dakin is on the box. Ah, he's on the box. He must be a card or something in the set. It's crazy. He's on the box. Wow, what does it mean? Amazing. All right, on time, Force of Negation. I'm just gonna bottom it, I think. I don't know, it seems so bad. Like, we can't really... I guess we could make a 1/1 token. I'm just gonna bottom. Look! Oh no, I played the wrong land, sorry, but... This Planeswalker seems pretty good. I have to say. Has Kasmina good at all? No. It's just like every single card... We've pitched it to Force a couple times, but... Sadly, I'm just not a believer. It feels like every time we've drawn it, it just would have been better if it were... We did +2 Wrenn and Six a couple... Yeah, I think we want to fetch first here. This way, if we draw a Cryptic Command, we can have that up on their turn. Or, you know, just the Force of Negation that's already in our hand. I want to bounce the Battle Skull itself, of course, because they have Yorion. We have the Force of Negation. Oh, I forgot to reveal my own Yorion. Oops. Wait, hold on. Why am I not playing 80 cards? I don't know. Omnath is really good with Yorion usually. Just like a lot of times you don't have the mana to use with the Omnath, and so just like always having that sync is really nice. Of course, playing Yorion is not free, but I could definitely see 4-color control wanting to play Yorion, especially because in 4-color control your mana is better at 80 cards because you have like a higher density of fetches and fetchable targets. Rest in peace, Sweet Prince. So opponent's hand is Yorion, mystery card. And I feel like you can keep like the rest of your... I think like your game ones are going to be more powerful with Yorion, of course, but then the biggest cost to playing Yorion in these kind of decks is that your sideboard is much, much, much worse. Especially because control deck sideboards are already so taxed. It's really difficult to mulligan to your efficient sideboard cards when you're playing... Oh, there he comes. Yeah, just imagine if one of these Teferis was a Kasmina. I could have 2 loyalty instead of 1. And then not been able to bounce and force the Batter Skull. Playing 8 cards, we play more Planeswalkers, yeah. Honestly, like 4 Wrenn and 6 on 80 cards feels pretty good. 4 Wrenn and 6 on 60 I think is a bit too much. And so like in some ways your like ratios feel a bit better when you're playing 80. Like 4 Force is probably a good number too. Unless you're playing Brink to Light Yorion, then your sideboard options are good. Yes, that's true. If you're playing tutors of some kind, Yorion is like usually very good. Especially like my favorite, you know, Yorion deck ever was the one I was playing like right after release of Ikora, was the 80 card Soul Rider deck that's playing Yorion and Chord of Calling and a lot of tutor targets post sideboard for your chords. Love that deck. How's the deck been so far? I heard through the grapevine that I'm big on Kasmina. Sorry, singles. I mean, we're 4-1 or 3-1, and we're about to be up a game probably. But it does feel like we're doing this in spite of Kasmina being in the deck rather than Kasmina pulling any weight at all. Just with my honest opinion, every time we've drawn it, Kasmina has felt like the worst card. We've had some good games, had some fun. Let me check out their list again. We saw it from MTG. So they do have Revoker, Spellskite, Aether Vial, equipments that you can hit with Ceremonious Rejection. I think I'll play the rejections on the play because they can counter Vial pretty effectively, as well as these other cards. But I think on the draw, just not really countering Vial makes me not that into it. Could just be played Narset. There's some squirrel stuff coming in at H2. Wow. Imagine if I got the squirrel preview card. It's not gonna happen. Imagine giving me the squirrel preview card. How everyone would love that. Radio Gaslight, 9 months. I thought this was a Jace Plus stream, but I'll stay for the background. Hell yeah. Hasn't been a Jace Plus stream in a while. Maybe one day soon. Oh, I should have got the Jeskai Triome, but it's probably not going to matter that much. Yeah, I'm just going to fetch an untapped Fountain now, so this way it plays best around Arbiter. Yeah, they don't give preview cards to random MTGO users, I know, despite my deranged letters I keep sending them. Do you think Brinkslight Valky could be good in Bant Ephemerate? Doesn't really... I guess you can Ephemerate Valky, you know? There's probably something to that, yeah. Yeah, we shocked there so that way we could pay for an Arbiter. Because I had the Violence. And we did a main phase too because they could Vial in the Arbiter in response. Have I won yet? It's not... We don't do that here. Win? No. Not over here. What's next up? What's the next tier up from MTGA user? MTGA mobile user, of course. Keep the hero. Oh, there it goes. Goodbye, Ketria Triome. Real miss. Just they tech edge me, but they can't also kill Omnath. Seal my letters with a kiss. I hear that helps. Of course I do. I think it's my first deranged letter. Why would they target Fountain? I guess they didn't have any other good. How many answers to Onthanites do we have? We've got Teferis, just Teferis, Cryptics too. Maybe they'll tech edge the Fountain now. Yeah. They also take the Vial up to 4. Probably can never beat them taking Vial. How long before someone in chat suggests playing Jace this turn, by the way? Why? You think Wasteland's gonna be to Modern? Oh my gosh. Dude, Wasteland would be so bad for Modern, in my opinion. How good do you think Abundant Harvest will be in Modern, and what decks could it see play in? I think Abundant Harvest will be good. And it'll see decks that want a good cantrip. Yeah, but all my historic pals keep coming in and saying, Spike, Abundant Harvest is real, and it's real, it's good. Okay. Teferi is certainly the best card we can see here, so nice. And I think that we just have to gain 8. Oh, that's not necessarily true because we're drawing. Yeah, but everybody in Historic just keeps saying Abundant Harvest is really, really strong. So I just kind of want to cast it before I reach a verdict, I guess. Oh, we can actually, I guess the Thalia tax is a problem. They have Yorion in their hand. We know that they have Yorion in their hand. Okay, so we have to go up to 6 life. What a crazy draw that was. It's kind of an unreal. Oh no! Wait, we're still dying here. We're still good exactly 0. I needed to kill the Flicker Wisp and path to Yorion. Yeah, killing the Violet doesn't even do anything. Yeah, sorry, we're dead. Sorry, this was so bad to be given such a gift with that draw and still lose. Feels bad. I do think I want Rejection on the play. Because they do have Revokers and Spell Skites and Equipment and Aether Vials. Do I think blue decks will play it over Serum Visions or Opts? Well, I think over Serum Visions probably. Opts, you know, being an instant is really nice, especially in Snapcaster Mage decks. So, I'm not sure. I'll need to cast it. I'll need to, you know, feel how good it. Did we concede to Mono Blue Tron? No, we weren't dead. Although it was a very close match. Even if you target the Flicker Wisp with the Abrade, they can Vial and the Companion Flicker it, so you're still done a board. Yeah, but I think my opponent would have Vialed in Yorion end of turn, and I could have responded by fetching then. His hand's close. Have to mulligan though. His hand's a keep. Putting back. What? Did they forget to cast their Vial? I mean, they're a Yorion deck. They should have Vial in their hand. My stream is just the same. Not only is it the same three jokes over and over again, that's one of the jokes, is that it's the same three jokes over and over again. Pretty soon I'll be able to completely automate the stream as well. Pretty soon I'll be able to completely automate the stream, and there will be it'll all be very predictable. Then I'll be able to do something else with my time. Just James, 15 months. Bring to Light Saga has been my favorite in the past 15 months. Me too, dude. It's been really fun. I can't remember the last time I was like just this in the zone with deck building. I'm like really, really, really enjoying it right now. Just keep both of these, I think. I would say that this Wrenn and Six has lined up well against our opponent, by the way. If I had to quantify, you know, has this Wrenn and Six been good? Has it been bad? I would say that Wrenn and Six is a good card, maybe even better than Kasmina. So far, it's been a 4-for-1. We'll see if we can get any more value out of it. See if they play. No, just ate a Skyclave trigger. So we can find a fetch land off of Jace. We get to go Jace into Teferi this turn. We might be still doing okay, even if that's not something we get to do here. We bricked, so unlucky. Unreasonably unlucky, actually. Has anybody ever seen a player as unlucky as me? We actually had a Wrenn and Six kill 2 Death Shadows in the same... Like, the same Wrenn and Six killed 2 Death Shadows earlier. It was absurd. Alright, which of my 4 mana bombs do they want to get rid of here? They go with GT. So despite how appealing pinging this Flicker Wisp is, it's unfortunately better to make the mana off Omnath so we can do it all. Omnath is a absurd magic card. Maybe if we can draw Kasmina, we can close the game out. I think Skyclaving Jace is optimal. Omnath will free them from the misery faster. Rest in peace, Omnath. We got a little bit of value out of the card. I think it's probably a bit better to sack Omen than to Abrade one of the Skyclaves. Especially because I think I'll just end up verdicting and we have 2 4/4s after that. Omen of the Sea has felt really good. I forgot how good this card felt to cast. But oh yeah, Omen's been like really impressive so far. I actually don't want to attack here because if they block, our verdict is a lot worse. Terrifying Kasmina Control. It's probably going to be the YouTube title. Well, you're getting pinged. What's the card that gives you angel tokens when you cast enchantments? Sarah Sanctum? No. Throne of Empty Sigil? Empty Throne. Throne of the God Pharaoh. I don't know. I guess I should have just said that. Sigil of the Empty Throne, yes. Am I still working on the Sedgemoor Witch deck? Dude, I just keep staring at... Like, yesterday I actually spent 2 hours trying to make a Sedgemoor Witch deck. And I still can't get a draft together that I like. Like, I've seen the red-black decks that, you know, Devoted Druid, like 5-0'd with. And then some people are, like, splashing blue for, like, Lingering Souls. But I really want to play Sedgemoor Witch with Flusterstorm. That really seems like very powerful. If you can ever play a Sedgemoor Witch, have your opponent target it with removal spell, and then Flusterstorm the removal spell. It seems like a really, really powerful sequence of events. That being said, my opponent didn't put Yorion in their hand. Actually, what do they have here? That being said, finding a shell around that has been incredibly challenging. Easy cut Liliana and decks that play Lily. I mean, I don't think you just like play Sedgemoor Witch and Liliana in the Veil decks. Did I say blue splash for souls? I meant white, but obviously. 4-1. 4-1. Ooh, Prismari Command. And his Zendikar Rising pack. I mean, 4-color control is definitely a very reasonable deck to play. That being said, I think that, you know, if I was going to build a deck, I'd probably be playing Bring to Light for Tibalt or just not Kasmina. Just not Kasmina is kind of the main thing. One thing that I was kind of thinking was interesting is maybe you could play 4 Helix and then 4 Chalice of the Void, because Chalice is pretty good right now. That's probably not great, but it's kind of interesting to think about. Omen of the Sea really impressed me. Yeah, Growth Spiral is probably good as well, but actually, I really liked Omen too. I would also like to see this deck as a Yorion deck. Like, your mana becomes actually a little bit better, I think, because you get to play as many fetchable targets as you want, really. Just keep the number of fetches. And then Yorion, very good with Omnath and Omen and Teferis. And you can play, like, you know, 4th Omen. 4 Wrenn and Six feels like a good number at that point. Maybe 4 Cryptic, 4 Teferi, 4 Force of Negation. 9-1 with a Sparring Spike, I'll take it. Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, the deck seems reasonable. It's just, I know that you love Kasmina singles. If you want to play Kasmina because you really like the card, this is, of course, a good shell for it, because it can be carried by the rest of the deck. But I do not think Kasmina is a good modern card. But if you like it and you want to play with it, I encourage you to do so. Is there a way to turn play points into ticks? If you draft with your play points and then sell your winnings from the draft, that's like the really only way to do it. But you can't 1-for-1 exchange them, no. Kasmina's a bag of bricks, just say it. I've been saying that the whole time. I don't think I've been subtle with my critique of Kasmina this league.